Hey guys, Hatfield here. I am doing our first virtual letter of the week. I know there's some shine to this, but our letter of the week is H. All right. So we already know, we've talked about this a lot, so I'm going to ask you first, and then you're going to kind of make those selections on your own during this video. It's going to be a little different. Okay, so which one is the capital H? Right? Our capital, our big one, right? We use capital letters at the beginning of the sentence if it's the name of something, right? Those capital letters. And then we have our lowercase. All right. And we know that H says, you try it. There's only one sound for H, one usual sound for H. Not like some of our vowels that can have two or more sounds. So this one is just when it's by itself. All right. So some of our sight words that we're learning that go along with H, I'll read them. And I challenge you guys that when you do your sight word choice this week, if you haven't done it already, that maybe you find one of these in your sight word ring and you build that, you write that, you say or make a sentence that has that word in it. So I challenge you to find one of your sight words that starts with H. Okay, we have hurt, hold, help, hear, like come here, not this kind of hear, I hear you. Come here, okay, or right here. Him, like if you're talking about a boy. Him, his, okay, like if you're talking about something that is a boy's, that's his backpack. Had, her, like a girl, that's her. Hot, he, like a boy, he, when we're talking about a boy. Have, I have a lot of friends. Has, and how. How is going to be usually a question word, right? How hot is it outside? It's a question word, so we might say question mark at the end of that sentence. All right. So for words that start with the letter H, okay, I am going to create, when I link this video, I am going to put a list of probably 10 words, CVC words, so you can sound them out. Okay, so it's going to be a letter, a vowel in the middle that makes the short sound like a, I, okay, and then another consonant at the end. And you can sound those out. Don't let your parents help you. You should read that list to them. Okay, and then, so I'm going to make you a list, and then I want you to comment back to me and make me a list of a couple words that start with H. Okay, some of the words that I came up with that start with H are horse, hive, like a beehive. This one's kind of hard to see. A hose. Okay, like if you're outside and you need to water your plants, you might use a hose. Hat. And happy, like green zone happy. Some other ones up here that are kind of hard to see. We have hand, heart, horse, house, hammer, and hen, like a chicken, a hen. Okay, so I challenge you to make me a list of words that start with okay? If you need to use one or two of these in your list, that's okay too. See if you can come up with 2 or 3 on your own. Okay, and type them in the comments. If you need help typing, you could ask an adult or an older sibling to help you to make a comment on this seesaw post. All right? And then I'm looking at my list here. So for writing it, I'm going to back you up. Now I'm going to pull in my little writing. See, this kind of works. Okay, so for our H, you can see it up here. So our capital H, we know the tall lines. So I'm going to make my journal lines. Okay, so if you've got this kind of journal line, I'm actually going to scoot us up here a little bit. See if I can make this work. Okay, so we've got our journal line here. So for our capital H, tall line, we're going to start at the ceiling and go all the way down to the floor. Tall line down. Okay, pick it up. Another tall line down. Okay, and then we have a sleepy line through the middle, kind of on that guideline. Okay, if you're one of our older kiddos and you don't have the guidelines anymore, okay, because we're all working towards that. We're all working to not to use those guidelines when we get our notebook paper, right? Okay, so the H still, start at the ceiling, down to the floor. Start at the ceiling, down to the floor. And then we have the sleepy line across the middle. All right, that one's kind of a little crooked. Okay, it's hard to write sideways. Okay. Then our lowercase h, remember that uppercase, the capital H, tall line down, so ceiling to floor, and then a sleepy line across the middle. Our lowercase h, still it's a tall letter. Okay, our lowercase h is that tall line down. Okay, touches the ceiling and the floor. When you get down to the floor, don't pick it up. You're going to make one of your hills. Okay, so come back up towards the guideline and make your hill back down to the ground. Okay, I'll do it a little bit faster. So tall line down. Don't pick it up. Follow it, follow it, follow it. At the guideline, you turn around and come back down in a hill. Okay, if you don't have the guidelines, it's still the same thing. Tall line down to the floor. Come about halfway up and start to turn to your hill, your turnaround. All right. Grab your whiteboard. Do a couple on your own. If you need to make your guidelines, that's great too. Okay. I want to see 4 or 5 uppercase capital H's and 4 or 5 lowercase h's. Show them off. Okay. Maybe even try and write some of the words that you're coming up with that start with H. All right. That is our first virtual letter of the week. So when you're done, remember your job is to practice writing. I want 5 of each, 4 or 5 of each, 4 or 5 capital H's and 4 or 5 lowercase h's. Okay, and we're checking that we're touching the ceiling and the floor with those tall letters, or those tall lines, excuse me. I want you to read the list of words that I'm going to put in the comments of this video. And I want you to comment, or with the help of an adult, okay, comment your list of 2, 3, 4, 5 words that you thought of that start with H. Hat, happy, hose, wrong way, hive. All right, I'm excited to see your comments, and I'll write back to you if you write to me. All right, I'll see you guys soon.